Hello everyone. I'm Molly from Susan's family. Today, I'll teach you the Change doll from the Journey to the West dolls series. For this electronic tutorial, you can search for susud.com on the website to view it. This doll consists of the main piece, clothing, hair, facial features, and decorations. First, we'll work on the main piece. After completing, we'll move on to the remaining parts. The main piece includes the head, arms, legs, body, and ears. Let's start with the head. We'll use the magic ring method. Work in spirals, crocheting counterclockwise. During the process, you'll need to add stuffing. Before we start, let's see the chart. In the chart, our plus number indicates the round number. The stitch instructions column describes the stitches and increases or decreases when working the current round. The total stitches column shows the total number of stitches after completing that round. This doll uses X stitch single crochets throughout. I will call it as single crochet moving forward. The stitches used for the head include single crochet, SC2 in 1, SC2 tog. Now, please watch the demonstration to make it easier to see. Here, I will demonstrate using thick yarn. The colors are random. For specific yarn, the color schemes and hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and the chart. Since we are using the spiral crochet method, it can be difficult to distinguish the rounds. You need to mark the first stitch of each round. So before starting to crochet, cut a segment of contrasting color yarn compared to the working yarn. Pay attention to avoid using dark colors to prevent dye transfer. The length should be about 15 centimeters. Pull out 2 strands and set them aside for later use. First, start with a magic ring. The first round in the chart says, magic ring. This indicates start with the magic ring. Wrap the yarn around your finger. Work the magic ring. Like this. The magic ring is completed. Start working the first round. In the chart, round 1 is 6x. The number before X indicates to work the number of single crochets. Here, it means to work 6 single crochets in the ring. First, make 1 beginning chain. After that, close the magic ring. Since we are using the spiral crochet method, there is no need to join at the end of each round. Just crochet the stitches corresponding to the chart. This way, the first round is completed. Move on to the second round. Before starting, mark the position of the first stitch. Take out the prepared yarn tail. Place it in the middle between the beginning and ending stitches. Make sure it is placed above the thread. Then start crocheting the second round. In the chart, round 2 is 6V. V indicates a SC2 in 1. The number before indicates to work the number of SC2 in 1. Here, it means to work 6 SC2 in 1. Insert the hook into the first single crochet of the previous round. Make 1 SC2 in 1. That is, make 2 single crochets in the same stitch. As you crochet, keep the starting yarn tail above the hook. Weave in as you go. One, 2, SC2 in 1 is completed. Continue with the SC2 in 1 in the next stitch. Pay attention to weaving in as you go. In this round, you need to make 6 SC2 in 1. For the remaining, follow the method of making 2 single crochets in each stitch. After completing, you can check the stitch count now, starting from the position of the yarn marker to the stitch next to the marker on the right side. The number of stitches indicates how many stitches you have completed. The total number of stitches for each round is indicated in the corresponding chart. I won't repeat in future rounds. Now, the round 2 is done. The starting yarn tail has now been woven in for one round. You can cut the yarn now. Continue with round 3. Place the yarn marker from front to back between the beginning and ending stitches. Note that it should be placed above the thread. Round 3 is XV, X6. The parentheses here indicate a group. X several indicates the number of times to repeat the group. Start with the first repeat. Make 1 single crochet in the left stitch. Then make 1 SC2 in 1 in the adjacent stitch. This completes one group of stitches in the parentheses. Let me demonstrate it again. First, make 1 single crochet. Then make 1 SC2 in 1. This is the second repeat. You need to repeat this group 6 times for round 3. Complete the remaining following the same group of 1 single crochet and 1 SC2 in 1. This completes the third round. Now, let me show you how to count rounds. You can see that the right side of the piece has raised textures in circles, starting from the magic ring. Count how many of these textured circles there are. That indicates how many rounds have been completed. You can see there are now 3 textured circles. This means 3 rounds have been crocheted. Now move on to the 4th round. Place one of the yarn tails at the front. In this round, repeat the group in parentheses 6 times. First, make 1 single crochet. Then make a SC2 in 1. And finally, make another single crochet. That's the first group. Finish the remaining 5 groups. This completes the 4th round. For the following rounds from the 5th to the 13th, except for round 12 where you work single crochets evenly, the rest involve repeating the group in parentheses 6 times. Refer to the chart to complete these rounds. Pay attention to the starting position of each round. And make sure to adjust the yarn tail marker first. This way, the 13th round will be completed. Then move on to the 14th round. In the chart, round 1421 marked as even 7-2x means from the 14th round to the 21st round. Work single crochets evenly into each stitch from the previous round. Each round will have 72 stitches. Whenever you encounter this format later, it will have the same meaning. Start by completing the 14th round. Everyone, take a look. This is the 14th round looks like after completing. Continue using this method to complete rounds 15 through 21. Here, the 21st round is already completed. Pick up the yarn marker. Next, we'll start the 22nd round. Beginning with this round, start decreasing stitches. Follow the chart for the details. First, make 5 single crochets. After completing, do a SC2 tog. Insert the hook into the front loop of the adjacent stitch. Then insert it into the front loop of the left stitch. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Place the hook above the yarn. Then draw the yarn through the first 2 loops. Now there are 2 loops remaining on the hook. Yarn over, pull through once, and the SC2 tog is done. This method of decreasing is called an invisible single crochet 2 stitches together. Using this technique to decrease, the gaps between stitches are smaller, making the piece more delicate overall. Next, continue with 5 single crochets. This completes one group within the parentheses for this round. Repeat the group in the parentheses 6 times. Finish the remaining stitches. This completes round 22. Now move on to round 23. Start with 10 single crochets. Then make 1 SC2 tog. After completing, continue with 10 more single crochets. Repeat this group 3 times. Finish the remaining stitches. This completes round 23. For the remaining rounds from 24 to 38, the stitches have all been demonstrated before. Follow the chart to complete them. Remember to add the stuffing as you crochet. Pay attention not to adjust the increasing or decreasing positions arbitrarily while crocheting. Follow the chart to crochet. Now let me demonstrate the method for adding stuffing. I have crocheted up to round 32 here. After fluffing up the fiber fill, stuff it into the head. Try to stuff as evenly as possible. After stuffing, continue crocheting. When you reach the neck area, continue to add stuffing. I recommend having a tweezer like this at home. Using tweezers for stuffing makes it easier to handle. You'll also find them useful later when making dolls. Once it's firmly stuffed, shape the curve of the piece by gently squeezing it. For the opening part, you can start with a small amount of stuffing. As you continue crocheting, stuff a little bit as you go. After completing the last round, secure with one chain. Leave about 5 centimeters of yarn tail before breaking the yarn. Slightly tighten the yarn tail. Make sure the neck area is firmly stuffed. Once stuffing is complete, remove the marker thread. Then, tuck the protruding section into the head. You can use a hook or tweezer to assist. Ensure that this part fits properly into the body above. This way, the head will be completed. Next, let's learn how to crochet the arms. Start with the magic ring method. Crochet in spirals around. In the 5th round, you need to crochet the thumb. The stitches used include chains, slip stitch. Next, please watch the demonstration. It's the same method demonstrated earlier. Pull out 2 strands of yarn in a different color for the arms. Mark the starting point of each round. First, follow the chart to complete the first 4 rounds. I have already done in advance. Now, let me demonstrate the 5th round. Start by placing the marked yarn tail in front. Work 6 single crochets. After completing, move on to the stitches in the square brackets. The square brackets indicate to work into the same stitch. Start with 1 single crochet, then work 3 chains. Go back to the second chain from the hook. Pick up the top loop of the chain and work 1 single crochet. Then, work another single crochet into the yarn on the left. After completing, continue in the same stitch where you just worked the single crochet and work 1 slip stitch. This is the stitch right here. Insert your hook. Draw the yarn through and pull it directly through the loop on your hook. Slightly tighten it. That completes the slip stitch. Finally, work 1 single crochet into the left stitch. Take a look. This is the 5th round looks like after completing. This area will serve as the thumb of the doll. Now, move on to the 6th round. Adjust the marker's yarn tail. Follow the chart. First, work 2 groups of the stitches in parentheses. One single crochet, 1 SC2 tog, and then 1 more single crochet, 1 SC2 tog. Which completes the stitches in parentheses. Continue with the remaining 2 single crochets. Insert the hook into this stitch and make 1 single crochet. Pay attention to the second single crochet here. It should be worked into the stitch on the left side of the thumb. Right here. Insert the hook. When working this stitch, pull the yarn slightly tight. Make 1 single crochet. This completes the 6th round. The stitches from the 7th to the 27th rounds are relatively simple. Follow the chart and crochet up to the last stitch of the 27th round. After completing the last stitch, secure with a chain. Stretch the loop. Leave a 15 centimeter yarn tail, and cut the yarn. That concludes one arm. Remove the marker thread. Use the same method to complete the other arm. The arms do not need stuffing. Set them aside after completing. Next, I will demonstrate the legs. Both legs are crocheted using the same method, with only the stitch count in the last round differing. They both start with a magic ring. Work in spirals, crocheting counterclockwise. During the process, add shaping wire and fiber fill. New stitches including HDC 3-in-1, HDC 2-in-1. Now, please watch the demonstration. Start with a magic ring. Follow the previously demonstrated method. Complete the first 4 rounds. Don't forget to mark the beginning of each round. I have already completed these rounds in advance. Next, I will demonstrate the 5th round. Place the marker yarn tail at the front first. Crochet 6 single crochets. After completing, the chart shows TW here, which means working a HDC 3-in-1, that is, crochet 3 half double crochets into the same stitch on the left. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Now you have 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over again. Draw through all 3 loops on the hook. 1 half double crochet is completed. Continue to yarn over. Crochet 2 more half double crochets in this stitch. This completes the HDC 3-in-1. Continue according to the chart. Crochet 1 single crochet into the left stitch. The 5th round is now completed. Move on to the 6th round. Bring the marker yarn tail to the back. Start with 7 single crochets. Next, the chart shows 2 TV. This means crochet 1 HDC 2-in-1 in each of the next 2 stitches on the left. Yarn over. And crochet 2 half double crochets in the left stitch. This way, 1 HDC 2-in-1 is completed. Continue with 1 HDC 2-in-1 in the left stitch. Finish with 1 single crochet. This completes the 6th round. Move on to the 7th round. For this round, work 12 single crochets evenly. After completing, continue to the 8th round. Adjust the marker yarn tail. Start with 6 single crochets. Once the single crochets are completed, in the chart, it says 3A. This represents 3SC2 tog. This completes the 8th round. For rounds 9 through 41, the stitches have been demonstrated before. Follow the chart to continue crocheting. Crochet until the leg measures about 5 centimeters in height. This is roughly around the 20th round. You will reach the corresponding position. Now, you need to add a shaping wire to the leg. Cut a piece of shaping wire about 50 centimeters in length. Fold it in half. Twist it well. Slightly bend the folded end. Then add a little stuffing to the inside of the leg. Pay attention to adding only a small amount first. Then insert the shaping wire. Make sure to insert it into the top of the foot. Then add more stuffing. Secure the shaping wire in the middle of the stuffing. As you crochet, keep adding stuffing while crocheting. Continue to complete the remaining rounds of the leg. After finishing the last round, continue working 10 single crochets. Once done, work 1 slip stitch. Stretch the loop. Leave about 5 centimeters of yarn tail. Cut the yarn. You can also trim the marked yarn tail now. Take a look. This is the left leg looks like when it's completed. Note, the left and right legs refer to the doll's own left and right sides. Use the same method to complete the right leg as well. After completing the 41st round of the right leg, do not fasten off the yarn. Leave it to continue crocheting the body. This way, we have finished the legs. Next, let's learn the body. First, connect the 2 legs. Then continue crocheting in rounds upwards along the 2 legs. During this process, connect the 2 arms. Please watch the demonstration. Then start with the first round of the body. First, connect the 2 legs. Pick up the left leg. Insert the hook into the first stitch to the left of where the yarn was broken. Work 1 single crochet. Remember to weave in the yarn tail as you go. Make sure the feet of both legs are positioned in the same direction. Then work single crochets by picking up the stitches along this leg. Keep the yarn tail secure. Now, the yarn tail has been woven in a few stitches. Gently pull to tighten. Cut the yarn tail. Continue crocheting single crochets. Once all the stitches on this leg are completed, move on to pick up the stitches on the right leg. Work single crochets evenly. Be careful not to pick the wrong position. These single crochets should be tightened slightly. This way, the first round of the body is completed, and the 2 legs are connected. Move on to the second round. Mark the starting position with a yarn marker. Similarly, take 2 strands. Place them above this thread. Start with 5 single crochets. After completing, work 1 SC2 tog. Then, make 30 single crochets evenly. After completing, work one more SC2 tog. After completing, continue to finish the remaining 5 single crochets. This completes the second round. Once the second round is completed, for the following rounds from the 3rd to the 21st, follow the chart to complete them. During the process, you need to add stuffing. Here, this is the 21st round looks like after completing. Next, crochet the 22nd round. In this round, you need to attach the arms. Start with 9 single crochets. After completing, pick up the arm. Insert the hook into the first stitch, on the left side of where the yarn was broken on the arm. This is the stitch right here. Crochet 10 single crochets. After completing, leave the yarn tail at the arm for seaming the underarm later. Continue back on the body and crochet 15 single crochets. After completing, attach the other arm. Similarly, insert the hook into the first stitch, on the left side of where the yarn was broken. Crochet 10 single crochets. Then go back to the body. And finish the remaining 7 single crochets. That completes the attachment of the arms. Next, follow the chart to complete the 23rd round. In this round, there are 3 SC2 tog on each shoulder. After completing this round, you need to add shaping wires to the arms. First, measure the distance between the 2 arms. Then cut 2 pieces of shaping wire, about 2 centimeters longer than this distance. I have already cut them here. First, twist the two pieces of shaping wire together. Then use needle nose pliers to fold one end over by about 1 centimeter. Insert the shaping wire into one arm. Then pass it through the middle of the bodice shaping wire. Fold the other end over by about 1 centimeter as well. And insert it into the other arm. This completes the installation of the shaping wires for the arms. At the same time, trim the shaping wire on the body, leaving 3 pieces to shape the neck. Cut off one of these pieces. For the remaining rounds on the body, no new stitches were used. Refer to the chart to complete. Add an appropriate amount of stuffing during the crocheting. Make sure the stuffing is even and firm. For the last few rounds, where you work even, no stuffing is needed. After completing the final round, work 1 slip stitch. Slightly tighten. Leave a yarn tail of about 15 centimeters. Then cut the yarn. Remove the marked yarn tail. If there is any excess shaping wire at this point, trim off the extra part. Next, thread the darning needle into the reserved long yarn tail. Then, do it like this, pass through the front loop of each stitch. After threading, pull the yarn tail tight. This will close the opening. Then hide the yarn tail inside a few times. Insert it through the middle. Pass the needle through the inside of the neck a few times. Finally, trim off any excess yarn tails. This will close the opening. Lastly, use the darning needle to sew up the hole under the arm. Pass the needle back and forth several times like this. After sewing, hide the yarn tail inside the body. Trim off any excess yarn tails. Use the same method to sew up the other side as well. This way, the body is completed. Next, make the ears. Here a new stitch called half double crochet. First, make 6 chains. Go back to the 3rd chain from the end. Pick up the top loop of the chains. Work 3 half double crochets in sequence. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over again. And draw through all 3 loops on your hook. 1 half double crochet is now complete. Continue to finish the remaining 2 half double crochets. Yarn over. And draw through once. After completing, pick up the last loop. Work 1 half double crochet. Make 2 chains. Then go back and work 1 slip stitch here. Finally, chain 1. Leave a 15 centimeter yarn tail, and cut the yarn. Pull the yarn tail tight. This completes one ear. Follow this method to complete the other ear. Next, pick up the head that you just finished. Count to the middle of rounds 20 and 21. Insert a pin at any position as a marker. With the neck position facing up. Count vertically upwards 4 rows and insert another pin as a marker. Pick up one ear. Thread the darning needle. Sew the ear between the 2 pins. Ignore this yarn tail for now. While sewing, slightly adjust the direction of the ear. When you reach the last stitch, go through one more time like this. Directly hide the yarn tail inside the head. Then hide the other yarn tail inside the head as well. Finally, cut off any excess tails. This completes the sewing of one ear. Next, sew the other ear. First, mark the position with a pin. Find row 21. From the right side of this ear, count 32 single crochets to the left. This should be the spot. Insert a pin here. With the neck position facing up. Count up 4 rows and insert another pin. Now the position is marked. Proceed to sew this ear using the method demonstrated earlier. Pay attention to keep the right side of the ear facing forward. When you reach the last stitch, make sure to go through one more time, hiding the yarn tail inside the head. Finally, trim all the yarn tails. Now, as you can see, both ears are sewn on. Adjust the position of the ears slightly to maintain symmetry. Up to this point, the main piece has now been fully explained. Next, I will continue to demonstrate the clothing.